Everybody wants to be debt free, but no one talks about what you actually have to give up. I paid off over $100,000 in debt in under 9 months, and today I'm going to show you the real sacrifices that I made. Some of these were hard, and most people won't even do them. No lottery, no rich family, just discipline. These are the sacrifices that I made. The first thing I did was I sold my comfort. Back in college, I was an inspiring musician. I loved to play rock and roll, and I was in a band. But that was like 20 years ago. I'm a dad now. I have no use for multiple guitars and large amps. So I thought what is more likely to happen? Me get out of debt or be a rock star? Getting out of debt seemed like that was more feasible. So I drove down to Guitar Center and I went ahead and sold my guitar and my amp. Also, I love sneakers. I have a bunch of sneakers, but there's no way I'm going to wear all those sneakers. I got like 86 pairs. So I went ahead and I looked at what I liked and what I love, and I sold what I like. And guess what? I didn't even miss it. Also, I sold fitness equipment. I have a lot of fitness equipment. I like to stay in shape. I have a fitness YouTube channel. If you want to look about getting in shape, go ahead and check that out. But with that, I get sent a lot of products. There's things I buy for reviews. So I went ahead and sold the things that I wasn't using. Well, I just sold the weights and it feels like a weight has been lifted. I stopped asking, do I like this? And started asking, is this keeping me in debt? Yep. Next, I tracked everything. Writing things down was probably the biggest game changer. I started just using my notes app because keep in mind, I want to keep this cheap. All I did was write down all my monthly expenses, and I saw there was a lot of fluff. And so I got rid of the fluff. I needed to see how much money did I need to survive, because that's all I cared about, because I wanted to get out of debt quickly. So before the month began, I just kept track of everything I did in my expenses. And then every time I spent something, I went ahead and subtracted that from that line item. Now this got a little tedious. So what I did was I used technology to my advantage. I downloaded an app called EveryDollar. It made it so that I can put things in categories, and it linked up with my bank account, and I was able to drag and drop. This is not a plug for EveryDollar, it's just what I use to help me get out of debt. It's available in the App Store. If you don't know where to find it, I'll make sure I leave a link. I don't get anything from this, but I'm just telling you what helped me get out of debt, and it may help you. But the main thing I learned from this 9 months is you can't fix what you can't track. You have to know what's going in and going out. You can't just willy-nilly it. You have to know what's coming in and out. You literally have to do that. Do it. Next, I stopped wasting money. I started bringing my food to work. I stopped going to Starbucks. I drank the free coffee that my work provides. And I love coffee. I French press every day. But that 5 minutes of pleasure wasn't worth it for me just to spend money on some crap I can get for free. Now this is something else I did. This is how bad I wanted to get out of debt. There's a meal that I make in the household that my wife loves. I make a hibachi dish, you know, like the kind you go to a Japanese restaurant and the flames are flying up and stuff like that. Well, I normally make it with chunks of ribeye that I cut up. But ribeye is expensive. So I switch to chuck. Sometimes I call it chunk, but chuck beef. It's a lot cheaper, and guess what? We couldn't even tell the difference. Okay, it was slightly chewier, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And I even joined a cheaper gym. I went from a gym that I was paying $60 a month to $20 a month. Hey, every little bit counts, and you want to stay healthy. I didn't cut everything, but I cut what didn't matter. Next, I increased my income. At my regular 9 to 5, I have a choice where I can have other people come in and work my shift. Well, during this 9 months, I didn't do that at all. I wanted to make sure I made all the money. My spirit animal was a piranha. I want all the scraps. I end up working extra hours, making sure that I worked later at night. I did all these things because I knew this was temporary in order for a bigger goal that was later. Another thing I did was I got better at YouTube. I I started taking it more seriously. Now, in my other channel is where I made that revenue, but I just started being a little bit more strategic about the videos that I were making. I made sure I improved my skills. I looked to learn about how to be a better editor. I learned how to make just better content in general, and it paid off because it was a big source of me paying off that debt. When before I got into this mindset, I wasn't making that much, but now it's a full going business machine right now. Now you may not be able to just go ahead and start a YouTube channel and increase income, but let these seeds be planted in your head about doing other things, whether it be DoorDash, doing Uber. This is just a temporary time in your life for the bigger goal of getting out of debt. Cutting expenses helps, but increasing income is what changed everything. Next, I controlled my mindset. It can be very hard through this journey to stay motivated because there's a lot of broke people giving you advice. There's a lot of people who are telling you to go treat yourself.
3 words for you. Treat yourself.
Don't listen to those people. Don't take advice from broke people. So what I did was I started listening to media and content around finances. I kept myself motivated by listening to podcasts about financing, watching videos on YouTube. And one of the things that really kept me motivated was when I listened to the Dave Ramsey podcast. He has this section where it's about all these people who got out of debt. And it makes it feel like, okay, you're not in this alone. I mean, they would have mothers who just went through a divorce. They have 3 kids and are making $70,000 a year, and they paid off $400,000 in debt. After I would hear those stories, I'm just like, okay, I can at least pay off $100K. Like, it just made it feel possible. It made it feel like there's people in worse scenarios than me, and I can definitely do better than that. If you don't change your mindset, you're gonna go back into debt. Now, I had a video that I uploaded before this where I explained how I paid off $100,000 in just 9 months, but I feel like I didn't explain the sacrifices. To be honest, it wasn't fun. I had to say no a lot. People didn't understand, and it felt slow sometimes. But the thing is, freedom is expensive, but debt is a lot more expensive. If you're serious about getting out of debt, start with one thing on this list. What's one thing that you're willing to sacrifice to get out of debt? Let me know in the comments. I will read everyone's responses. Now, getting out of debt is just a start. But if you want to see how I built my emergency fund in under 3 months, go ahead and check out this video next.